everyone, and welcome to our first podcast format video. Today, we will speak about an interesting and new theme, or maybe actually not that new
Not that
nowadays.
new.
No, about the AR. So, we'll speak about what exactly is AR and in what industries we can use it or is already used, right, Paulina?
Yeah, well, let's start saying that AR actually stands for augmented reality.
Uh-huh.
So it's a technology that can make your real life even better.
Okay.
Can you tell me a little bit more, or do you want me to tell you how it works?
Well, I can give a little bit of introduction, of
Perfect.
course. So basically, AR, augmented reality, as Paulina said, is that we take what is real life, basically, right, and we just add information, digital information, right? Thanks to different devices, it can be glasses or screens or actually phones. Yeah, depend, of course, of the industry. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, depend on the device.
Oh, depend on the device.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me briefly go through a little bit boring technical part, and then we can jump into the creative use of it everywhere. So, of course, for AI to work, we need a screen because, at least for now, it requires a screen to show you the information. It also requires some recording system. So it can be a camera, it can be any other sensor like accelerometer, gyroscope, GPS tracker, and so on and so forth. So basically, it can be a phone, it can be a tablet, it can be a computer, or it can be a simple glasses. They stream the information, they record the information about the world around you. So, what do you see in a video? Where are you looking? That's why that's what for we need a gyroscope. So, are you looking up? Are you looking down? Are you looking to the left? Are you looking to the right? Are you moving or are you standing still? That's what we need the accelerometer for. Sometimes, where are you exactly located in the world? That's why we need the GPS. So all this information is received by your device, is recognized by this specific technology. So they know where you are, what you see, what objects you see, what is everything around you, and then they add the information to it. So it may be an image, it may be a video, it may be a text, it may be almost anything. And they not just show you the information on the screen, but they integrate it into your reality. So you would see the world as it is, plus something that would integrate seamlessly, like if it always existed there. And it's a great technology. I personally love it much more than virtual reality.
Actually, that's my next question.
Yeah.
Like, what exactly is the difference?
Yeah. So the main difference that the virtual reality, when you put on the VR glasses, it takes you outside. So it uses almost the same technology. It also uses the accelerometer, the gyroscope, all of this stuff to understand your position and so on. But you are not in the real world anymore. You are in a fantasy world. And it has some negatives to it, starting from some quite stupid risks, like you can simply bump into furniture or into the wall when you are running around in the, I don't know, some virtual world. I'm not real fan of the VR. I will tell in a second why. So you can injure yourself physically. And also, and this is my problem with the VR, that sometimes it creates the virtual sickness. So you actually feel dizzy, you feel nauseous.
True.
So it's quite complicated. Our brain cannot process it very well. And then there are some more complicated things, like if your mental health is not very stable, you can become delusional. You
can confuse very
you
well.
can confuse the virtual reality and the real reality.
Right.
So yeah, but with the augmented reality, you have less risks. Like, first of all, you don't have a risk of running into something because you see what is around you.
Yeah, in real life.
In real life, yeah.
Exactly.
Regarding the dizziness and nausea, well, it depends on your health because some people still will experience it, but Let's be sincere. Some people experience nausea even when they are just wearing glasses. So yeah,
Me,
it
I'm
depends.
that person.
If you are that person, use your tablet for the AR.
Exactly.
This should help you. And it still might create the dissociation or delusion, because if you are getting used to seeing some magical creatures in the real world, at one moment you may believe that they exist, but the AR actually can not only make you enjoy whatever is around you, it can actually make you stop using a computer and go outside. This what happens back in 2016 when the mobile game Pokemon Go came out. Like, people were running around catching Pokemon. That's where the GPS came to play. There were the specific tokens, and once the technology knew that you are in place, the Pokemon appeared.
Yeah.
So millions of people went outside, and this was great overall. And now the augmented reality will become even better finally, because we have the artificial intelligence. We had the artificial intelligence before. I'm not trying to say that it's it's new, it's appeared last year, but now the systems are processing the information much faster, and they can
it's becoming better and better, more like full of information as well around you.
Yeah, and they can also like generate the information within a second. So I believe that the AR is the future. Well, that's my position.
Mine too as well. I think it really can really give a lot of improvements. Also depend on what sectors, and there are sectors that we really will see a huge improvement in the next years, actually, and industries. So I propose to speak more on detail about what industries we can find AR for now, and which ones we think we can have some good improvements in the next few years, or not that few but few years.
Yeah, in the nearest future.
In the nearest future.
So exactly. What industry do you want to start with?
So I have here written in my iPad that the first one will be education.
Yeah, the education, the possibilities are endless. Because, well, first of all, we can speak about books coming to life. You are much younger than me, so you should remember it much better when you are at school and you are looking at your book and you're like, oh, it's so boring. I cannot stand it. Why am I looking at the screen? And now imagine that you have your book and you put your glasses to it, and suddenly it's alive.
Exactly. And suddenly everything that it's in the book goes out. Actually, that will be very nice to study. And some subjects, like history in my case, it will be much interesting for, I mean, at least for me, for example.
Yeah, that should be much more interactive. It also will, well, if we speak about the high school or middle school, younger school children, it would work for different experience, like scientific experience, something that usually requires a lot of costs or it's much difficult to recreate. We can just, I don't know, look at the formulas through the glass and see how it works in the reality.
Or also for the students studying medicine, I think that will be absolutely useful for them also to practice somehow.
Yeah, to see the anatomy, to see the human bodies. Imagine that you are looking at me and you see not only me, but also all my internal organs. Scary, I know. You need to go learn medicine if this is your reaction. You definitely need to do this. But yeah, it gives the possibility to try to do some procedures without requiring like the actual human being to be cut in pieces for this. It can work for language students as well. When you see the word and instead of just getting the translation, you get the explanation or the concept, or you see the image of what it represents.
But you know what I think it also will help, because you are in that atmosphere that you're active in class, but at the same time you're surrounded by, for example, language lessons like around the world, like moving around you. I think that psychologically will be also very nice to learn, because it's something like stimulates you as well, like, wow, that's actually super cool. I'm surrounded by, I don't know, in my case, German words, never could like learn that language very well. But yes, surrounded by words of language, and at the same time you're just like want to improve that much, like more in it. Maybe it's
Yeah,
something like psychological as well, like a game maybe
yeah,
that you want to learn more.
gamifying the education, of course, and also what I'm personally very excited about, that this will help HTL a lot, because we usually have the combination of students being in class and students being connected, and with the AR technology, like I
Good
can be
point.
sitting at my table and seeing everyone around me,
Everyone.
and then people sitting in their home, they would be also not just looking at the screen. Oh, she's in the screen, it's boring, let me do something. But they would be looking, and they would be seeing me sitting right in front of
They would
them
feel really
somewhere in the chair.
integrated
Yeah,
into
that should be very
I
great.
think education is one of the sectors that like we can see more improvement, or we will see more improvement in that case.
Yeah,
Useful improvements.
that's very great.
That's very nice. Me, then the next sector that I think it would be very nice, it's traveling and tourism. That's actually interesting.
Yeah, that's something that they are using now, and
Okay.
it will be developing even more. So if, I don't know, you should have visited the Casa Batlló here in Barcelona. This where they give you the audio guide. Well, they give you basically the tablet, and when you put it to some place, it starts showing you how it used to look like, or some of the decoration are coming alive and floating around you. So this
What
is
was
a technology,
inspiring Gaudi in that sense?
and it looks a little bit strange now. Let's agree to this, but with the development of AR, it would look even better. And with different city tours, with different places, you can not only listen to tour guide who's telling you, imagine that we had something here. You can just look at it and see. Or people riding the big tour bus around the city. They just look out of the window, they hear the tour guide, and they see the subtitles on their native language on the window, for example, or they see some additional information. Or once again, we can gamify the experience for younger children in museums, for example. You come, you look at the very beautiful picture, very beautiful statue, you put your phone onto it, and then you see some additional information, or you see some nice mascot appear and tell you something extra. So
but in this case, we could say that AR will not be to not supplement, but how we say it in English, like to not make the people not to travel, but to more to increase the information.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, of course.
Exactly.
So,
that's like I think an important point.
And
But
yeah,
we don't mean that AR will completely like take out the traveling and that hobby, right?
Yeah, the virtual reality could take out the traveling, because why would I spend money to go to Barcelona? I can sit on my couch.
Go with the glasses,
But with augmented reality, because it's augmented, so you need to have the reality to be able to augment
I
it.
think that's important also
to be there. And the other great thing about the tourism and traveling, this is also something that exists right now, or at least they try to advertise it, but it would be also good for a day-to-day life for everyone who drives a car. I imagine you do. Now, imagine that you are driving your car and you're not sure if you need to turn left or if you need to turn right, and suddenly on your windshield you see a big arrow popping up telling you to turn the correct turn, or some other message. So you don't need to look at the GPS, you don't need to take the eyes away of the road. So that's also the great potential. What about fashion? I know that you love fashion.
I love that. I love that topic. I think it will be well. It's already used, to be honest. Like, and actually, a lot of online shops already use that somehow. Like that, but it's a more like not that deep way. But you put like your photo, and you can already start like trying some clothes, and of course, that makes the process much easier. Not only for us buyers, but also for shops. I think so about like giving back the clothes and all.
Yeah, you don't need to return. You don't need to produce a lot of things before someone orders it.
Exactly. I think it will be also. I'm imagining it already in the run shows, in fashion weeks or something. I think they can really do something really cool with that in the future. Like I cannot like imagine something, but I really like see this big fashion shows with some of AR implemented in there, like different models, already augmented models as well, already like created, but like being there in real life with real models. I mean,
Yeah,
you imagine that, right?
that's an interesting thing because we have the generative AI being such a great thing. So now we can really generate humans. And adding the augmented reality to this, we can use it not only in the fashion shows, but
In events in
in
general,
events, in
in
musical
event
events.
sector.
Like you can invite anyone to perform with you. You can invite Maria Callas to sing a duet with you. Why not?
Exactly.
I would imagine that this would not be very cheap, but I don't think that the real Maria Callas was cheap when she was performing. So
Yeah, but actually also there's a lot of nowadays like virtual groups, like musical groups that don't doesn't like exist in real life. But I remember I saw one video, like, I don't know, I would say 2 3 years ago, and it was a concert with live singers, and at the same time this figures of like made with augmented reality. Or but I think because it was 3 years ago, really people did, who was in the public there, really didn't see that. It was only like made after in the editing
yeah,
process. And
edited.
like imagine that video, like people nowadays, for example, being in that concert and really seeing those super famous characters, because I think they're from the LOL game, that very famous one. So they took like few characters and they just created like a music group that it's called KDA. Maybe some of you will know about it. Yeah, like a K-pop group. And yeah, I once saw that video and I was shocked about that. But I guess like 2 3 years ago, it was just like, again, as I said, made with addition process later. But nowadays
Yeah,
it can be
now
complete like interaction
uh,
between the real singer, the real voice, plus the like
yeah,
the virtual
so
character.
as an event organizer, you may not need to care about the decoration or the performers or the entertainer. You're just making sure that you are having enough those AR glasses that you're giving
Hmm.
to your audience while entering, and then they put the glasses on and they see the decoration and they see some mystical elements and they see the performers.
Hmm.
Some of them are completely generated, some of them are real, but they are not here.
Hmm.
So this could be a great solution.
Yeah, and also mixing also events, not music events, but like in general, different times. And plus, I want to mix it also with the real estate
Yeah, of
industry.
course.
I think AR will be very nice for to use it also as a layout, as a kind of layout of next step, not just in paper to know where to put what, but like imagining it directly and knowing. I think like the processes will be much easier in general in the logistic moment of
Yeah,
preparation of
when
the event or real estate as well with building something.
Yeah, for real estate, especially now, it's complicated if you want to sell an apartment and you take people to a completely empty rooms with white walls. And imagine that you
The
have a
sofa.
bed, a sofa, a dresser, but with the technology. And now look how this is how it can look like.
Mm,
So yeah, for the events decoration, for the mappings, for the
mm.
layout, to avoid any problems for real estate, for a lot of things.
And last but not least, do you think the marketing
Yeah,
sector has also some kind
that's
of
what
improvement in that sense?
I was going to ask you. Do
Ooh.
you think that with the AR we can combine the digital marketing and the offline marketing and like make them work together?
I mean, knowing how the day works, for sure, but I would like you to explain me better in
Yeah.
detail, or for all
So
of us.
the great thing for the AR is that uh, it like you can add a specific code, like a QR code, but a little bit different, to your printed advertisement or to your product packaging. And then when people scan it with their phone or with their glasses or with whatever device with a screen they will have, the screen would show them some additional information. So, for example, we have a printed billboard informing about a discount, and when people put their phone to it, the nice looking lady on the billboard comes alive and explains the discount itself. or we have a nice packaging with, I don't know, a man on a horse on it, and you look at it through your phone and the horse starts jumping. Or coming more to something that would be necessary because we have a lot of allergic people or a lot of people that cannot eat a specific product. So you would just walk around the store, you would put your phone, and you would see immediately those information pop up like this is gluten free, this is nut free, this is lactose free. That also can be great. So, and a lot of companies who are integrating AR in their marketing, they actually make much more money. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not very great with numbers, but if I'm not mistaken, some companies made about 500% increase.
Wow.
Just with adding this technology to the advertisement, and the technology is not very well developed, so there is still a possibility to improve. So I imagine that the future is out there. And I want to finish with this very nice image about the very futuristic hotel. I don't think that it's necessary, but it should be quite fun. Imagine you're waking up in the morning somewhere in Paris or in Tokyo. You are opening the blinds, you're coming to the window, you're looking outside the window, you're seeing this beautiful layout of the city, and at the same time, you see the temperature outside, or you see the weather forecast, and you even have a button on your window, and you can order coffee to your room.
Oh,
I don't know why we
that
would
would be
need this,
stars.
but that's just so fun at ordering coffee from a window.
So, finishing a bit with this first chapter of our podcast, would you say that, in general, for us, AR has a good future? I mean, I kind of think that all of you already see our vibe
Yeah,
with it. I think it's not like.
I'm very subjective about this because I've been excited about this technology since back in 2015, and I do believe that this is a real future, but I'm also very curious to know what the people will say to us. Drop something in the comments. Do you believe that the augmented reality is the way to go?
We will read you.